Hello friends, so welcome to the examsmadesimple.com and we are back again with a very exciting video. I'm sure you all were waiting for this video. I too was waiting for this. Today the finance minister has presented the economic survey of India 2016 and 17, and believe me friends, this is one of the most favorite books that I have read. And I always from the last 2 3 years I have been reading this economic survey, and I like it very much because it's very descriptive. It's very good, and you can know about the state of economy completely. So in the next 10 to 15 minutes I will be telling you the highlights of today's economic survey. It was all given in the PIB, and some websites have already given this. So we are the first one to make a video on this. Okay, so I hope that you will like this, and please do provide your feedback, like, share and subscribe. Please do like, share and subscribe friends, so that we can get motivated to make more videos like this. Now friends, the first thing first, Union Finance Minister presents this. तो फाइनेंस मिनिस्टर ने प्रेजेंट किया इकोनॉमिक सर्वे 2016 एंड 17. तो पिछले 12 साल में क्या, पिछले 12 महीने में हमारा क्या अचीवमेंट था, तो पास्ट 12 मंथ अचीवमेंट्स एंड द नेक्स्ट 12 मंथ्स प्रोस्पेक्ट्स बोथ आर गिवन इन दिस. ओके, तो इकोनॉमिक सर्वे में दोनों चीज़ें होती हैं, पास्ट में क्या हमने किया और नेक्स्ट क्या प्रोस्पेक्ट्स हैं. ओके, नाउ it is presented before the budget. So first thing first, it is presented before the budget. Remember this also, that ये budget के पहले prepare किया जाता है. Now the first draft is made by the economic survey is prepared by the Department of Economic Affairs. The first draft is prepared by the Department of Economic Affairs. Now it is cleared by Chief Economic Advisor and Secretary of Economic Affairs. तो इसको clear कौन करता है? Chief Economic Advisor and Secretary of Economic Affairs. Then what happens is, the final version is scrutinized by the Finance Secretary and Finance Minister, and then they present it before the Parliament. Now the data, most of the data are taken from the Central Statistical Office, that is CSO, which comes under the Ministry of Statistics and Program Implementation. So please remember all these basic facts. These are very important, and any day you can find a question on these facts also. Okay, now let's start. The the economic survey projects the growth in the range of 6.75 to 7.25 this time for the fiscal year 2017 and 18. तो जो ग्रोथ प्रोस्पेक्ट बताया गया है इकोनॉमिक सर्वे में वो 6.75 से 7.25 है. ओके, सो प्लीज रिमेंबर दिस. This is after the demonetization. Effects of demonetization are also seen. So let's start the major highlights of the economic survey. So the growth forecast. The first thing is growth forecast. The GDP is which was pegged at 7.1%. तो 2016-17 में GDP was 7.1%, and it is down from 7.6% in 15-16. तो 2015-16 में GDP was 7.6, then 16-17 में GDP was 7.1 GDP growth, and in the fiscal year 2017 and 18 it is expected that GDP will be 6.75 to 7.5. So please remember this. This is the first important thing that the survey reveals. Now the about the agriculture sector, about the farm sector, the survey has said that the growth rate of 4.1% will be there in 16-17. Growth rate of 4.1%. Okay, so it was very poor. It was in very poor state earlier on. 2015-16 में agriculture sector was growing at 1.2% only. Okay, 1.2% only. और जो सस्टेनेबल माना जाता है रेट वो माना जाता है 4% का. सो इट इज अ गुड न्यूज दैट इन 16-17 it is projected that the growth will be at 4.1%. About the industrial sector, it is estimated to be at a moderate growth of 5.2%, and earlier it was 7.4. Okay, so earlier it was 7.4 in 15-16, but this time it is estimated that the growth will be moderate at 5.2%. Now the service sector will be was estimated to grow at 8.9%. तो service sector की estimated growth 8.9 लगाई जा रही है. Okay, so these are all about the growth prospects. This is about the GDP growth, 6.75 to 7.5. 16-17 में 7.1. Earlier it was 7.6. So this is how it is there. Now this is the agriculture forestry, you can see it 4.1 growth, and last time it was 1.2 only. About the industrial growth, it is at the moderate 5.2, earlier it was 7.4. So please remember all these facts, they are very important. Now about the taxation, the survey says that income tax collection has increased as it has encompassed all the high income earners. Okay, so income tax collection has increased, and it will be widened gradually. So this is the first thing. Now tax administration could be improved to reduce discretion and to improve accountability. So there has been talks of accountability and improvement in the tax administration. Now one more thing, the survey says that property tax can be tapped to generate additional revenue at the city level. Okay, so property tax को tap करने की बात की जा रही है. So this can be a statement in the prelims examination that the survey talks about the property tax and all. So yes, it talks about that. So please remember, this is very important. Now about the goods and GST tax, it has said that the fiscal gains from the GST will take time to realize. Okay, so it will take time to realize. Most probably 1st July say GST will be applicable. So this is what the survey prospects. About the fiscal deficit, it has said that the implementation of muted tax receipts and wage hike. Okay, so 7th pay commission में आपको पता है 7th pay commission has increased the minimum wages to 18,000, एंड बाकी लोगों की भी, बाकी गवर्नमेंट एम्प्लॉयज की भी वेजेस बहुत ज़्यादा इंक्रीज की गई है. तो बिकॉज ऑफ दैट वेज हाइक इट हैज़ पुट प्रेशर ऑन द फिस्कल डेफिसिट. ओके, सो व्हाट द सर्वे इज सेइंग दैट वेज हाइक एंड द म्यूटेड टैक्स रिसिप्ट्स they have put the pressure on the fiscal deficit. Second thing, it's saying that for fiscal health of the economy, fiscal prudence for both center and state is needed. Fiscal windfall from low oil prices will disappear in the 17-18. Okay, so as the oil prices are now increasing, so oil prices are increasing now. Okay, so fiscal windfall from low oil prices will disappear in 17 and 18. About the inflation, the average consumer price index inflation rate it declined to 4.9% in 15-16 from 5.9% in 14-15. Okay, but in 16-17 it will stick around 5%. So remember that CPI will stick around 5%. Okay, now this is what I told. Oil prices are seeing rising by 1/6. Okay, so 1/6 से उनकी प्राइस अब बढ़ना शुरू हो गई है over the previous fiscal year, and prices which could dampen India's economic growth. Now friends, let's come to the monetary policy. Okay, so about the monetary policy, monetary easing headroom may be capped due to sharp rise in prices in 17-18. So what is happening, that prices are rising now since oil prices are rising. Okay, so that will create some pressure for the monetary policy also. So market interest rates seen lower in 17-18 due to demonetization. तो market interest rate कम होने की संभावना है 17-18 में due to demonetization. So please remember this also. Government debt to GDP ratio के बारे में कहा गया कि it was 68.5% in 16, 68.5% 2016 में था, and it has decreased from 69.1 in 2015. Okay, so 69.1 से घट के 68.5 हो गया है. For the banking sector, this is very important friends. For the banking sector, the survey suggests setting up of public sector asset rehabilitation agency, PSARA. So please remember PSARA, public sector asset rehabilitation agency. So सर्वे कहता सजेस्ट कर रहा है कि पब्लिक सेक्टर एसेट रिहेबिलिटेशन एजेंसी को सेटअप करो, एंड दैट विल टेक चार्ज ऑफ बैड लोन्स. ओके, सो दैट विल टेक चार्ज ऑफ bad loans in the banks. Okay, and with the government backing, PSARA can overcome the coordination and political issues on bad loans. So please remember this is very important. About the demonetization, that's what the survey says. The adverse impact of demonetization on GDP growth will be transitional. It will affect growth rate by 0.25 to 0.5% only. ओके, तो सर्वे कहता है कि जो डीमोनेटाइजेशन का मूव था दैट विल अफेक्ट द ग्रोथ रेट बाय 2.25 to 0.5 ओनली. रिमेंबर दिस, 0.25 से 0.5 तक ही अफेक्ट करेगा. but to have long-term benefits, it may affect the supplies of certain agricultural products like sugar, milk, potatoes, and onions. So please remember this statement. They can give you in the prelims examination directly this statement. Now one separate chapter is there on universal basic scheme. Friends, last 3-4 दिनों में बहुत बार न्यूज में आया है. You all must be knowing that Finland was the country that has adopted this universal basic scheme, basic income scheme, जिसमें हर इंडिविजुअल को whether he is working or not, he will be given some monthly income. Okay, so about this, survey has something to say. Survey has advocated this concept of UBI. Okay, so survey has advocated this concept of UBI as an alternative to various social welfare schemes in an effort to reduce poverty. Okay, so survey कहता है कि it can be used as an alternative to reduce the poverty level. Now second thing, it said that it will be alternative to plethora of state subsidies for poverty alleviation. तो जो subsidies provide की जाती हैं उनको अगर हटा दें तो हम हर इंडिविजुअल को एक बेसिक यूनिवर्सल बेसिक इनकम प्रोवाइड कर सकते हैं. ओके, तो इट विल कॉस्ट अराउंड 4 to 5% ऑफ जीडीपी. 4 to 5% ऑफ जीडीपी कॉस्ट आएगी अगर हम कुछ लोगों को हटाने के बाद अगर कुछ लोगों को हम यूनिवर्सल बेसिक इनकम प्रोवाइड करें तो दैट विल कॉस्ट अराउंड 4 to 5% ऑफ जीडीपी. अभी अगर हम सब्सिडीज की बात करें तो दे कॉस्ट अराउंड 3 to 4%, एंड इफ वी रिमूव द सब्सिडीज वी कैन have universal basic income applicable. So a very beautiful statement. Survey says that the survey concludes that UBI is a powerful idea whose time, even if not ripe for implementation, is ripe for serious discussion. तो अगर हम UBI को भी implement नहीं भी कर सकते हैं, then also the time is ripe to have a serious discussion on this. Okay, so these were the highlights. I will repeat again some basic points. Growth rate estimated at 6.75 to 7.5, then service sector growth 8.9, and industrial sector 5.2, then agriculture sector 4.1 growth rate. ये कहा गया है. यूबीआई के बारे में बात की गई है, जीएसटी के बारे में बात की गई है, फिस्कल डेफिसिट हमारा कम हुआ है, लेकिन अब ऑयल प्राइसेस इंक्रीज होने शुरू हो गई हैं, सो दैट विल पुट सम प्रेशर. इन्फ्लेशन में सीपीआई हमारा 5.5% के आसपास रहेगा. ओके, so these are all the basic points that were there. In the banking sector, it has suggested for public sector asset rehabilitation agency. So please remember all these points. These are very important points, and I hope you like this video, and please do like, share and subscribe. Tell us what do you need more, and we will be there to help you. Okay, so that's all for today, friends. Thank you and have a nice day. Please do like, share and subscribe.